So it's Christmas Day, the sun is going down, but I thought I'd come out for an hour and get rid of all that Christmas fug that you get from eating and drinking and being merry. So anyway, got my first find, a bit of spoonage. Oh yes, and over there, Smokey the treasure hunting cat is guarding me. Have a look. Well, hope you can see him, but he's sat over there guarding me. Cats like to guard you. By the way, Lidl aren't sponsoring me, but they might. First coin of the hunt, it's in my hand here. It's a denier, yes, what a surprise. Have a look. So there it is. A little copper mite. It's getting dark, isn't it? Sun's going down pretty fast. A bit of button, I think, in my hand. I don't know if that will clean up to be anything or just a broken up old button, but we'll find out later. Now this is definitely a denier. They don't get much smaller than this in copper coins. A tiny thing. Absolutely tiny. So that's a 1 unit for sure. Well, this might be a thing, but in this light I can't really tell. But, you know, have a video of it and we'll see later. Have a look. See? I don't know what that is because I can't really make it out in this light. You know, in the pocket it goes. We'll find out later. So this is Boxing Day. First find of the day is a little denier. Ooh, that's almost a poem. There it is. Have a closer look. It's almost crummy enough to be a Roman, but no, I think it's a denier. Ooh, and he lost it there. Yep, good old denier. As I said in the previous video, I'm looking for 3 sorts of treasure these days. I'm looking for metal treasure, stone treasure, and mushroom treasure. Now I've been out for, it feels like hours and hours, but probably only 2.5. I walked miles. I've jumped down ditches, I jumped up ditches, I waded through mud. I found one tiny little coin. And I got home to my log shed. So here you have. And guess what? I found oyster mushrooms. So here you have oyster mushrooms in my log shed. Growing on these logs. In my log shed. And more there. Growing on these logs. And more there. How about that? My own source of oyster mushrooms. How about that? I'm going to try to take this one off without all the others falling on top of it. I'm going to try to take this one off without all the others falling on top of it. And you see there's more there. They're all grown up there. And you see there's more there. Amazing. All grown up there. Amazing. So we cook in the medieval way here. Well, maybe not quite medieval, but kind of similar. Have a look. So this is our stove. We burn wood in it. And on top there is a oxtail stew, which has been bubbling away for a couple of days. And next to it is some mulled wine, which has been bubbling away for a day or so. And I'm about to glug it. Oh yes. Happy holidays. Now the competition I've been running for a couple of weeks hasn't come to an end. I had 18 entrances and only 3 people got them all right, even though I didn't think it's that difficult, but then I spend all night time in the field picking these things up. But anyway, so if you want to go back and see that video and have another crack at it, it's there to be had because I've got another 7 prizes to give away. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and like. See you again soon. And just as a final note, have a happy new year and a prosperous 2023, and thank you all my supporters that have bought me coffees. It's the only reason I do these videos is the love that you give me and the love that commentators give me. But you know, when someone sends me $5, I know it's worth 500. So it really, really, really does stimulate me. So all those coffee buys, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and have an amazing 2023. Well, I'm coming out for a quick detect on this strip that hasn't been planted with crop. And I know this is a good strip because I think I found a Roman coin here once. But anyway, I'm testing things out. with the... See, it must be important. There's a car coming. So I'm testing it out with the Osmo Pocket just to get a feel for it, because I plan to do the next trip, the one to Alderney, with the big brother of this, and I just want to get a feel for how it goes. So anyway, let's see if we can find something. Let me show you the strip I'm going to be working on. So I should be able to do this in a couple of hours with a bit of luck. So there you go. That's the first real find of the day. A bag seal for seeds or for poop. Well, that's another little bag seal. I think it's going to rain on me pretty hard. Ooh, but we'll see. Well, I had some choice words to say about this signal because it's right by some tin can cut up into bits and bobs, and it's a big old signal, and it's got to be the rest of that tin can, hasn't it? Well, I uttered some choice words when I dug it up and found out what it was. Have a look. Look at that. Look at that. That's a barrel keg tap, as you can probably guess. You need to be a genius to work that one out now. I don't think it's hugely old. I mean, you know, 100 and something years, but wow, that's a nice find to end. And guess what? It's by the car. Hello everybody, we're about to go on a treasure hunt, found some nice stuff and some interesting stuff, and got to stretch my bones. Now, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody who's bought me coffee over this year. That's what's kept me going, because I know it means a lot to people. And, you know, YouTube really does work against small creators. And you can see that by the way that they don't let anybody under like the age of 35 watch my videos, etc, etc, etc. And there's a whole loads of other stuff. In fact, I might make a YouTube explaining to creators what's going on with YouTube and why it is and don't get much traffic these days. Anyway, yeah, it's a very sorry tale, but it needs to be told. But anyway, outside of that, I'm going treasure hunting, and the reason I keep it up is that I know there's a lot of people out there that really, really like my content, and that's underlined by people who buy me coffees. And at the end of the day, you know, the fact that I'm not allowed to have more than a few followers because of the way that YouTube rations me and rations everybody else, well, there's enough people out there to go out and make videos for them, because I really, really enjoy the appreciation that I receive, and that's what makes me make my videos. So here it comes, another video, and this time in 4K, because I'm experimenting with that to see if it makes any difference. Now, as an aside, if you have a treasure hunting video channel and you want a shout out from me, then please email me on fromchillbill@gmail.com and say that you'd like me to do a little compilation of your material and do a kind of shout out video, a showcase video of your channel. You can tell it's important, there's a car going by. So if you've got a channel you want me to do a showcase for you and a shout out, then email me on fromchillbill@gmail.com and we'll sort something out. So out again, and I'm on this field. This is quite an interesting field. Let me take you around it. 360. There you go. So I actually found a coin of Charlemagne's son here, and some nice pieces along the road, but apart from that, really nothing much at all, which is good enough. But you know, it's not a rich field. It was the first time I came here, along the road here, but they ploughed it a few times since. I'm hoping I'm going to find more. But anyway, I just got a nice signal, and this is my excited face, some houses there, you see. But anyway, got something here. Have a look. So this is my excited face. This is my very, very excited face, because right here, well, you know, 20, 30 yards either way, I found some tutu shells. Only a couple. But amongst the tutu shells was a silver dinar of Charles the Bald. Oh, I got a scratch. Oh, I got a scratch. Oh, that's better. Anyway, Charles the Bald was called Charles the Bald because he had no land, so he's bald of lands, and he was the son of Charlemagne. So it's a beautiful coin. It was a bit smashed up, But there it was. Anyway, I'm kind of back around this area. I got this really crummy signal. I mean, really crummy. And I thought, well, I've got to dig it. Because you've got to dig it all. You've got to dig it all. Anyway, what's in my hand? I don't know what it is yet. But it's exciting. It's exciting. It's not a 2.2 cartridge. Let's have a look together. Find out what it is. So that is what it is. Now, that's actually looking rather like a jean stud all of a sudden, isn't it? But, you know, you guess what I'm hoping it's going to be. So let's clear the mud off. So is it a button or is it a coin? I don't know. I think it's a coin. I'm hoping it's a coin. So I've turned it over and that feels shank-like. Oh, I think it's a coin, but I'm gonna, you know, that could be a bust. I don't know. Let me clean it up a little bit and see what I've got here. But, you know, you can see why I'm excited. But no, it's looking buttony, but we'll see in a minute. It's not Charles the Bald, it's Charles the Bald's pants. Anyway, a button. Oh, that so looked like an ancient coin. Unless, of course, it's an ancient coin with 3 holes punched in, or 4 holes. Not very likely, is it? No, not very likely. Well, dear viewers, this is the spindle whorl. And a lot of you got this wrong on my competition, and I thought, I keep making a big thing about spindle whorls. I keep saying they're not Celtic ring money. I keep making jokes. I mean, I find them pretty much every video. And hardly anybody got it. Well, half of the people that entered got it, and the other half didn't. So there you go. But of course, if you look at it, I've got just south of 30,000 subscribers, and I get on average a couple of thousand views. So really only less than 10% of my subscribers see my videos. And I know I subscribe to some people, and I never get to be recommended their videos, even though they're around. I have to go hunting for them. So, you know, YouTube is a bit of a nightmare these days. But anyway, here you go. A spindle whorl. Let's have a closer look, shall we? And this is a nice old big one. Don't rub the spindle whorl. And there it is. Yeah, that's an oldish one and a biggish one. In the pocket it goes. Now, I think I've solved one of the mysteries of treasure hunting, and that is why there's so many thimbles in fields. Now, one of the reasons is I believe that they were sewing sacks and sewing up buttons and all sorts of bits and bobs, and they carried a sewing kit with them. A lot of people did anyway, because, you know, fastenings were very feebly attached because they didn't have nylon and very strong thread in those days, and therefore they lost a lot of buttons. So they was always sewing them back on. But another reason is their houses didn't have any lighting. So they'd sit outside to do their sewing, and they'd sit out in the garden or wherever was convenient, probably in the garden. Oh, I hope you're not getting this wind noise. And they'd sit out in the garden and they'd be sewing outside, not inside, because inside they didn't have windows, or very small windows and very dark windows and not great glass. They didn't have any electric light, so no light to sew by, so they'd go out in the sunlight and sew, and therefore when they drop their stuff, it'll be out in the garden or somewhere approximate. And around here, you know, there used to be like 90% of the people were on the land, and now there's 2.5%. So there used to be a lot of property out here, a lot of little cottages. They all got deserted and they all fell down and they all got ploughed in. And there's still quite a lot of derelict property in these parts, for example. And, you know, there's a reason. Little cottage, not much in the way of external lighting coming in through windows, no internal lighting, maybe a candle or two, which is not good enough. You could go sit outside and do it in the sunlight, and that's what they did, and that's why they lost lots of thimbles outside. It's plurring on me. It was totally blue sky, big dark clouds coming overhead and plurring on me. Have a look. I mean, it looks actually quite dark on the viewfinder, but it's not. But that one over there is plurring on me. I don't normally like to go right down to the edge of the road because it's full of stuff that blows in off the road, lots of foil, lots of tin cans, all that sort of rubbish, and it's normally hard to dig, so I tend to avoid it, which is very silly because all sorts of good stuff are on the other side of the road, because people have been doing stuff by the side of the road for hundreds of years, but I don't like it. Anyway, gone down to the side of the road, And I've got what a lot of people, you see, don't like to find buttons. They go, oh, I found a button. I like buttons. I like them. They probably were worth more than the coins that I find. But anyway, I've got a button here. I found it right there, right by the road. And there's the car over there. So anyway, it's in my hand. It's a lovely one. Have a look. Now this is the back end of it. And look at that there. Let me turn it around. That's a Grenader's button. Grenadier. A old-fashioned grenade there with the fuse going. You want to throw that, wouldn't you? Yes, beautiful button. And on the reverse side will be a military shank with like a 4-hole kind of gadgety thing. Let's prove me wrong, shall we? Let's have a look. Now they made the military buttons with really good shanks. Let me blow this off. I'm going to see it later when I clean it up, but that's like a 4-hole. It's like 2 wires making a cross, and you can sew it 4 ways, and that meant it was a lot more likely to stay on than a single shank button, and all the military ones in France had that. But anyway, outside of that, look at that button. Look at that button. Look at that button. What a beauty. 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 Iron buckle. Well, not sure whether to put that back. I'm going to put that back in the ground. Yeah, leave it there. I don't really want it. And it'll only moulder away if I don't put it, well, moulder away in the ground, but it won't be me mouldering it away. So back in the ground it goes. I'll find it next year. Well, I'm up by that power line where I found that Charlemagne. Anyway, Charlemagnean coin, and I've got another very similar sort of signal, but it's a button again, but it's a rather nice one. Have a look. So that's just a button top, bronze. It could be a cap to something, I suppose. But anyway, when we clean up, we will establish what it is. But it's a nice thing. It's an old thing. That's, you know, early 1800s at the latest. 1700s, I'd say. Farmer's brace clip. Well, that'll get your heart racing, particularly when it comes out from a place where you found hammered ancient silver. But that's a bottle top. Well, that is a big shot musket ball. Yep, and it's fired. And another musket ball. This time, it still looks like it's got a sprue on it. And it has a sort of ring around it where maybe it was stuffed down a barrel. I don't know. Lead ball with sprue and a sort of band around it. Well, if it's not a musket ball, please post your thoughts below. And there you are, a little, what looks like a medieval spectacle buckle, but it could be a watch buckle, but I don't think it is. It's very fine. Another one of these odd musket balls. Have a look. So you can see the scratches down the side. Now I take it that's from when it's been fired, and the fact it's not round anymore, I take it from that's where it's been rammed down the barrel. But it's got that sprue on top, and I thought they would have cut that off. Maybe not. Who knew? But anyway, it's still there. Another musket ball mystery. Finding musket ball after musket ball. So I've moved away from there. I don't know what they was doing there. Maybe it's like a shooting range or something. So I've moved away a few meters, And, well, look what I just found. It's a tap. Big old, I don't know if that's bronze, brass, iron or whatever. But anyway, yes, it's a tap. I'm going to put that in the bag. Haven't got much longer to go anyway, so I don't mind carrying it for a bit. And, well, no wonder there's a big signal. Oh, yes, this is my excited face. No, don't do that. Show it to them live. Show it to them as I see it. Anyway, this thing was about, oh, I don't know, 9 inches, 10 inches down. And it was a beautiful little signal. Eep, eep. Tiny, tiny little eep, eep. That's a really beautiful signal. Oh, it could be silver. Have a look at this